The European Commission has said the EU's stance on Taiwan has not changed. This is from the Commission's spokesperson.
Nous avons et nous continuons toujours à appeler pour la paix et la stabilité dans le détroit de Taïwan et que nous nous positionnons de manière forte contre toute volonté de changement unilatéral du statu quo, en particulier par l'utilisation de la force. Voilà ce que l'on peut dire.
These comments come after French President Emmanuel Macron sparked controversy with remarks about Taiwan. Following a trip to China, Macron told news website Politico that Europe should not become a follower of the U.S. He also said that the EU risked becoming embroiled in a conflict over Taiwan. Some EU and U.S. politicians criticized the remarks, saying they exposed cracks in the EU-U.S. alliance. The EU's top diplomat, Joseph Borrell, arrives in China on Wednesday, the latest in a flurry of European leaders to visit the country. To find out more about that visit, our reporter James Chater spoke with Marcin Jezewski from the European Value Center here in Taipei.
Were Macron's comments on Taiwan a diplomatic coup for Beijing?
China is definitely not new to the so-called divide and conquer strategy when it comes to engaging the European Union. Definitely Macron's words that deviate from the overall position of the European Union, which prioritizes preventing any unilateral changes to the status quo in the Taiwan Strait, are a win for Beijing because they present another window in which China could put a wedge between members of EU27.
And what can we expect from the top EU diplomat Joseph Borrell's visit to China later this week?
Borrell's visit should have one priority in mind: to correct some of the misconceptions about the European Union's approach to Taiwan and cross-strait relations. Borrell should send a clear message to China that the European Union opposes any unilateral changes to the status quo. I think that Borrell's comments about the actual existence of limits in the friendship between Beijing and Moscow also merit our further consideration. I think that this points to the fact that the European Union has not given up on viewing China as a potential party in trying to bring peace amid the Russian full-scale invasion in Ukraine.
Given Macron's recent comments on Taiwan, though, how difficult is that job of presenting EU unity going to be for Joseph Borrell when he's in China?
I think this is definitely a challenge, and in general, whether we talk about the European Union's approach to Beijing and Taiwan or any other third party, we have to remember that the common foreign and security policy is made by consensus, and it is not always easy to devise a consensus among the 27 member states that have different priorities and different outlook on their respective bilateral relations with China. However, an aberration from a unified European stance sort of gives gravity to China's perception that it can circumvent the unfriendly or more assertive EU institutions and instead focus on the pursuit of bilateral ties.